Well, hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Jim, my wife Cindy and I repaint, restore, refinish, and resell furniture. Now if you're a DIYer, we've got a lot of tips in our videos that can help you too. If you're just looking to redo some furniture for your own home, we'll show you how to do that. We had some exciting things happen recently. A neighbor of ours stopped by, asked us if we were refinishing furniture. We said absolutely. And he said, I've got some furniture in my garage that I just need out of there. Would you take it off my hands? So we went over and took a look, and sure enough, we took it off his hands. So it was a complete bedroom set. So first we brought over the dresser. It was a nice 6-door dresser, actually a 9-door dresser. There's 3 more drawers inside that center section. Then we brought over an armoire, which has 2 drawers on the bottom, and then inside the doors are a shelf. Next, we brought over the 2 nightstands and the mirror, and then of course the headboard. So we got all that together, we stacked it all up in our garage, and now we're ready to start working on it. So today we're going to be working on the nightstands and the headboard, which we are going to list as a set. The armoire and the dresser, we're okay with including that as part of the set, but we will sell it separately. We're going to see how things go when we get to listing on Facebook Marketplace and see how that goes. But for today, we're going to start with the nightstands, and we're going to start with Cindy showing us how to clean those and how we prep them and get them ready to paint. So come on and join us and watch us transform these outdated pieces into a new modern sleek design.
Scrub brush. You can get a scrub brush anywhere. We happen to be at Home Depot when we got this one, but you can get one at Walmart. You can find these nice scrub brushes over at the Dollar Tree. So we got a scrub brush, okay? And I'm just going to put that in the Krud Kutter. The brush allows all these grooves, the Krud Kutter, to get into all those grooves. So you're really going to scrub and clean your furniture. If we just painted over everything that was on this, the paint is not going to stick. So we're going to rinse this now. I got a Mr. bottle from Dixie Belle and a clean microfiber towel, and we're just going to some mist, some water on it, and then we're just going to basically wipe it dry. So why do we rinse? Because there's going to be soap residue on the piece from cleaning it, and then your paint will stick to that residue instead of the piece. So we want to just make sure it's rinsed very well.
Okay, so now that we've cleaned the units up, given them a thorough cleaning, we need to scuff sand everything. Before we do that, we're going to take off the hardware, and then we're going to scuff sand everything. We're going to use probably a 120 sanding block to do that. On some furniture you can get away with using an orbital sander. I don't know that I want to do that on this one. It's a pretty thin laminate, so I think we can get away with just scuffing with a 120 grit. And we're going to be using bin primer on this, shellac based primer, to help with the adhesion, so I think we'll be good with that. So we'll go ahead and start removing hardware. So I also wanted to mention we do have 2 nightstands that we're doing here. So we're going to be doing 2 of them. When we take the drawers out, now on this one, it's pretty obvious. The bottom drawer is a little bit taller than the top, and you can see that in front of the unit. But generally we label our drawers. So we put them back in the same place we found them. And you can probably see that in here. We put a piece of painter's tape, which is right on there. In this case, we wrote A2 and A1, and we labeled the back of the nightstand as A, and then the other dresser or the other nightstand will be B, and we'll label the drawers B1 and B2. That way we don't get confused as to where the drawers go. Usually it's not a big deal. Occasionally you'll find furniture where if you don't get the drawers back in the same spots, they just don't ride right, they don't fit right, they scratch. So we always, you know, as long as they're working, we like to just make sure we get them back in the same spot. Okay, so we're getting ready to prime. We're gonna wrap our doors, we'll show you that in a second. But one of the things that I always do is I take some tape and I put them on the back side of our hardware holes. The reason I do that is when I'm spraying, you don't block those off from the inside and you spray directly across it, you'll end up with 2 dots in the back of your drawer with paint. So I always put a piece of tape back there so that our paint doesn't go through into the door or into the drawer. Okay, so then this is our .3M Scotch Blue. It's called pre-taped painter's plastic.
Okay, so now these are all primed and they're dried, and we have to do a little scuff sand on them. What you want to do when you're doing a scuff sand on the primer is use like a 220, 320 grit, because all you're really looking to do is get down any nubbies that are on there and kind of make the surface smooth so it's ready to receive your paint. A tip Jim and I do is when we take our sponge out of the box, we take a Sharpie marker and we write on the one side of the sanding block what grit it is, because, you know, it's easier that way.
After a while, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, it is. After a while, you know, you use it a few times and it's like, what grit is this? And I'm not really using a lot of pressure. I'm just really just running it over.
Okay, so we sanded them all down a little bit, they're all nice and smooth. Good way to get rid of the dust. If you have a compressor, it pulls dust off, works really well, gets rid of all the dust that's on there, and we are ready to start painting. We're going to be using, hang on a minute, I'll get it for you. We're going to be using the Sherwin-Williams Emerald. It's a urethane trim enamel. It's an interior exterior paint, so it has a primer built in. It also has a satin sheen to it. Obviously, if it can be used exterior, it's very durable. Once it cures, it is rock hard. We really enjoy using this paint for our furniture. So let's get to do some painting. Okay, so our first coat's all dry. We're going to give these a quick scuff sand, just to kind of level things out here. We're going to use a 220 grit sanding block. I'm just going to very lightly go over this, and then we will just smooth out anything that may have raised up on it. And then we'll go ahead and give them another coat. We'll see where we're at. Okay guys, final steps. Ready to get this thing put together. See how she's gonna look. Well, there you have it. We have everything all staged up and taken pictures. Let's take a look at how the numbers worked out on these nightstands and headboard. If you remember, we got this from a neighbor free of charge, so our cost was $0. For paint and primer and all the things we used, we had about $25 in cost. And then we had the new pulls on the nightstands, which were $8. So our total was $33. We're going to be listing this as a set on Facebook Marketplace for $325. And that's going to give us a potential profit of $292. We will update in the comments below when we sell it, let you know how things went. In the meantime, let's take a quick look at how the nightstands and the headboard turned out.